Fucking hell. Ho!
Hey, Macarena. Hello and welcome. Hey, mate, where'd you get that Macarena monkey from? Was it off my dad?
I got it from eBay, Sam. I forked out the grand sub. Oh, shut up! Fucking
Do you
hell.
remember the Do you remember the username of the eBay vendor that you purchased it from?
Barry Dell 80.
Yeah. I was worried it would come to this, mate, because
Yeah.
my dad. One thing, I mean, he's fallen upon hard times. You know, his heyday was the 80s and the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
Since then, he's had to, live a sort of a scaled back lifestyle. And I knew that things were getting bleak. One thing he said, I will never, ever, ever, no matter how low I get, I'll never fucking sell that Macarena monkey.
Yeah.
Right. Because it's sort of, he lives alone. I mean, it's sort of like, like in Castaway and Tom Hanks makes friends with the football.
Yeah.
That's like been my dad in lockdown with that monkey. Yeah, so if he's had to sell that on eBay, then I'm seriously worried about what's going on in his life.
Good times or bad, he is 20 quid to the better. Plus postage. I don't know if he gamed the postage or not to make a few extra quid out of it, because they can do that on eBay. But he's 20 quid better off now, and I've got the monkey, and there it is. It's a little bit like Noel Edmonds on the swap shop with Posh Paws as his companion, and it's going to be.
You know what? When my dad took that to the post office and packaged him up and sent him off, don't know whether it was registered post or what, but he would have shed a tear. He would have shed more than a tear saying goodbye to that little bastard, because that bastard, to him, it reflects like the glory years of his third or fourth midlife crisis. That monkey, I mean, that monkey was probably responsible for my dad having sex with like 6 or 7 different women younger than him in the 90s. Because in those, I don't know if it would work in the same way for you or whether that's what you need it for, but certainly in the 90s, it was like, like now, if you own like a Tesla car, right? And people are like, wow, you got a Tesla. That's amazing. You're on the cutting edge. You must be very wealthy and successful. That's what those monkeys were in the 90s. They were the equivalent of owning a Tesla today.
Yeah. Do you think Elon Musk's got one of them? I bet he hasn't.
Oh, yeah.
You think he has?
I mean, he'll probably be working on some sort of new souped up one with AI.
Did you see his new tunnel that he unveiled last week?
No.
He's working on tunnels that go from one city to another, and they're the size of a car, circular tunnel, and you fit a car, but they've got like bright disco lights going all the way through.
Right.
So there's absolutely no escape tunnels. There's no, I know we talked about health and safety in the Melchester episode today. There's no health and safety whatsoever. It's just literally big enough to fit a car. You can't even open the car door once you're in it. So if your car explodes, that's it. You're fucked. If there's a pile up, you're fucked. But it's Elon Musk, isn't it? So you got to believe him. I've made
a load of fucking disco tunnels for my cars to interconnect different towns, market towns mainly.
They're almost like trains.
Yeah, I suppose so. It's like a less safe version of tube trains, which is what I feel the world needs right now.
Yeah.
Anyway, it's a great way to start it. What have we got coming up tonight on tonight's packed show?
Round John 2. There we are. Coming up, we've got something from Kevin Keegan. We've got more from Baby Pele, who thrilled you all last time. We've got something that contains an egg and a potato. We've got a bit of show sit. Some of you are going to get involved and show stuff, and we're going to rate it again. We've got learning and growing, which deeply unsettled a lot of people.
That spooked a lot of people. I'm surprised that's come back.
Yeah,
but
we had a lot of people. Yeah. We had a lot of people logging off when that had finished last time round, and hopefully it'll be a bit more palatable this time. So there's that. We're going to do some speed logistics as well towards the end. So if you've got anything you want to ask us logistics wise, how do they do it again? I've forgotten how they do it. You've got to
tell us your logistical problem.
Tell us it
as soon as you come on. You tell us it, and we answer. And
it says there. Want to speak to us? Click the link in the chat.
Click the link.
I don't know what that means. But
the producer Charlie, he'll then select you to come on air in speed logistics. But there are strict rules with speed logistics. No one trying to do all that. I'm going to be funny or have a little chat or anything like that. You just tell us it. And if you don't tell us it straight away, Charlie will cut you off and we'll move on to the next person because we need to get through a lot of logistics. Yeah, Andy, do you, whilst you're doing this, I don't know if you're full screen or whether you can see comments. I have the comments up.
Yeah,
I read them a little bit. It's distracting. I shouldn't, but some of them are good. Some like Jim Wilkinson's written. Anyone else buy random stuff recommended on the pod? Who just got rid of that? Oh, yeah, there you go. I've got an Otti mattress, the wall board game, a 6-cup teapot with infuser, and a massive box of Biscoff. Fucking hell, he's got the full kit. We should do, set, isn't it? Yeah. Christmas, we should do Christmas hampers.
Yeah, we should.
You know what I mean? That's quite a good idea. We could do a Christmas hamper. That's a good commercial venture.
We could do the generation game with the conveyor belt with all the items coming along, and then you've got to remember.
Yeah.
I'll tell you what. Better.
Jim must be making some money to be fucking going out and buying Otti mattresses on a whim from a couple of cunts he's heard on a podcast. He's like, listening, I'll fucking have one of them. They cost a few £100.
Yeah, and the Craig says, I got a fucking shark off the back of this pod, as did Stuart Campbell.
I would say if I could recommend one thing that we have talked about in the 3 years we've been doing this pod, it would be a shark. If you just buy one of our recommendations, make it the shark.
Yeah, shark your life up. Yeah.
Manfront's goodie bag, someone said. That'd be good if we ever get round to Manfront's. Right. We're going to do a bit of show and tell at the beginning. You've already done yours with the Macarena Monkey. I was struggling. Yes. Seriously? Yes, I would. Yeah.
Okay. This isn't acceptable. There we go.
I tell you what, mate, it's a fucking good song. Like, take the monkey out of it and the dancing and all that. The song in itself, you can see why it was a hit, can't you? I mean, Charlie, the producer, was saying he heard it for the first time earlier. He's quite young. He probably wasn't around in Euro 96, right? And he hasn't been able to get the song out of his head all day. So you got to hand it to him. Right, here's my show and tell, mate. Now, just quickly, because I've already told the story. Anyone who listens to the pod will know it. But I can't remember if I showed it last time. But that's my massive key that I told about. This is what my granddad, who was also called Sam Delaney, he got that after retiring from the Kodak factory where he worked. I don't know what he did at the Kodak factory, but I've seen pictures of him there, and he wore a long white coat. But I think that in those days, you always got a long white coat in almost any job, didn't you?
Can I just stop you there, Sam? Tim Dowse says apparently there's 40% off a Otti mattress for the next 4 hours on their website. So I don't know whether they've launched that offer in connection with Brown John.
I fucking hope so. They've suddenly seen a share price that Sir John Otti is sat at home in his mansion, and he's got one of those little ticker tape things that they have to inform you about what's going on in the stock exchange.
Exactly, yeah.
And he's suddenly gone, what the fuck's this?
There's a spike in the numbers.
It's gone through the roof.
Find out the source at once. It's those boys on that podcast again. They must be doing one of their live streams. Quick, get the 40% discount on.
And make sure they don't want any cut of it, the fuckers.
Do we know what the significance of the key is in terms of working for Kodak? Was it a replica of his own key for his machine that he worked on, or whatever?
This is it, right? Best wishes, May 77. That's when he retired, right? Mm-hmm. Bear in mind, he worked there pretty much, as far as I know. He came over from Newry, County Down, where as I understand it, he'd worked in the family bicycle shop.
Yeah.
In the fact, and he came over and he somehow got this job there, and so he worked there his whole most of his adult life. And when he quit, they gave him this. Right now, that is what you make in fucking woodwork in the second year at school, isn't it?
Yeah.
I mean, I'm not being funny, but I just feel upset on his behalf. At the top, that you asked the significance of the key. It says scratched in, not even engraved quality. Just you probably can't see that, but it's kind of scratched in like with a compass almost. To Sam Delaney, quite unfamiliar, full name. So the boss obviously wasn't, on first name terms with him. To Mr. Sam Delaney, right? And then it says a key man. So basically, it's an awful fucking pun.
Isn't it? Yeah.
So the boss said, they go, Mr. Delaney in Sector 7 is retiring. He's been with us 30 years. Delaney. And what was it he done? Was he important? Well, some saw him as a key man. What should we get him? I have an idea. I want you to commission an enormous key. How big? Well, not too fucking big. Maybe like about 15 centimeters maximum.
On a plate. Actually, I'll tell you what, get 50 done. We'll just repeat it every time some cunt leaves.
Works for every cunt, really.
Yeah.
And
who doesn't want to be known as a key man? Nobody.
Oh, make up some cogs, and we can give it to them and say, to a cog in the wheel.
I thought you said cocks there.
Goodbye,
you cock.
That's it. And it can come out, but I don't take it out because I think it's disrespectful. Oh, no, I've taken it out. Look.
Yeah. All its power has now been... I've got something
else to show you that actually belongs to Len. Now, Len was really disgruntled that I wanted to show this because he's quite proprietorial and he's become increasingly censorious about the sort of his IP that I share on the podcast. He started to think, hang about. Half of what he's fucking making his coin off of has come out of my nut. And what am I seeing out of it?
He's gone around buying vacuum cleaners and what have you. I'm getting nothing out of it.
Muggins here is sat here with fuck all. Right, but I've really been wanting to talk to you about this for a while, but it has to be something to show. And he said, look, you can use that, but I don't want you swearing about it because he thinks I swear too much on the podcast, right? But here it is. Yeah. That is a 3-dimensional picture of 3 Labradors, right?
Look at that.
A black one, a golden one, and a chocky one.
It's the full set.
It's the full set. It's what everyone dreams of. And because Len's dream now, it was until quite recently to be a pro footballer, but he now wants to work as a wildlife rescue operative in the Isle of Wight, right? Mm-hmm. And he wants to own a home with a large garden and have 3 Labradors of these 3 colours. And he's based that dream on this picture because someone gave him this as a present. I don't know who. And it hypnotized him. He's had it for about a year. And he's been looking at it, and he's over time just thought, that there sums up everything I want out of life. And I, as a dad, feel quite happy about that because I think professional footballer, I get it, but A, it's a bit of a cliche ambition, and B, do I want that kind of life from living in the spotlight and all the stresses and strain that brings? But it looks like, I don't know, there's something about this image that's great. And I don't know if you can actually pick up on the 3D nature of it, Andy.
Yeah, it's working for me. John Smith really on the comments has just says there's a huge all right cunts vibe coming off all of
there
those
is a bit. There is, but when you turn it, it's like their heads are going each way. Macarena. So anyway, I wanted to show you that.
If you were to frame that, Sam, and you were looking at it from a different angle, would they move?
Yeah, their eyes would follow you around the room like the Mona Lisa does.
Because otherwise, you wouldn't want to frame it, would you?
They'd be like this. Where are you going, cunt? Hey, we're looking at you. It's fucking. It's an intoxicating image.
Where's our fucking dinner? I like it.
Right, so there you go. We might show you some more stuff. We'll have other people coming on air later to show us their stuff and allowing us and Andy to rate/abuse them. Should we have our first video of the night?
Whatever that is, yeah, go for it.
All right, let's have a look.
Learning and growing, our bodies are changing, growing and learning about each other's bodies with extra hair, funny smells, and lots of confusing emotions as well. Learning and growing to learn it's okay.
Hello again. Shall we all do some more learning and growing?
Yes, let's.
Today, we're going to talk about our brains and how they sometimes make us do things we probably shouldn't.
A few years ago, Sam used to drink too much alcohol and take too many drug tablets. Didn't you, Sam?
That's right. But it wasn't my fault. My brain made me do it. I just couldn't stop.
Sam is what we call an addict. He had an addiction to alcohol and to drugs.
That's right. But let's not forget you, Andy. You used to have an addiction as well, didn't you?
Yes, I did.
You were addicted to visiting prostitutes, weren't you, Andy?
That's right, Sam.
And you spent so much money that you had to file for bankruptcy. Can you all say bankruptcy? Let's say it together. Bankruptcy.
Do you know what a prostitute is? Here's a fun game you can play. Go up to your dad, ask him what a prostitute is, and see if the colour of his face changes.
That's a fun game. We're not addicts anymore, though. I've managed to take control of my brain.
And I now have an ongoing mutual understanding situation with a friend of mine. He's from Switzerland.
Ooh, it's time for us to go now. But I think we've all done some learning and growing today. Don't you, Andy?
I do, Sam. I'm off to meet my Swiss friend in the woods now. Bye.
Goodbye.
Learning and growing to learn it's okay.
Yeah, right, it's Baby Pele here. Footballer, businessman, legend, baby. Listen to this, right? I'm just under 2 months old, and the nurse came round the other day to check how I was, progressing in that. And she said I had the reading age of a 50-year-old man. And a posh man and all, not like the dopey cunts you get round the favelas and that. Most babies my age, they're fucking stupid, to be honest. Like, even the cleverest ones can barely read, like, a Mr. Man book or something like that. Ask me how many books I've read. Go on, ask me. Fucking ask me. You're wrong. It's actually over 1,000 books. 1,000 books in just 2 months. Not picture fucking books, neither. Long fucking chapter books. Even French books. And not the mucky ones. I'm a fucking baby. I'm not interested in all that, am I? No, I'm talking about, the philosophical ones. Like that Jean-Paul Sartre. He's good, ain't he? You know what he said, don't you? He said, man is condemned to be free because once thrown into the world, he is responsible for everything he does. Fucking right and all that. I mean, I might be a baby, but I'm not looking for any favours from no one, mate. No handouts for me. I mean, I pulled myself up by my bootstraps, I have. My mum, she does do me bottles and that, but I'm off her tit now. I'm mainly on formula. I can't leave home yet, obviously, because I'm a baby, but as soon as I'm old enough, I'm putting a down payment on my own rig, and it's going to be fucking banging. I've already got it all planned. There's going to be a massive round bed that rotates, and a big fuck-off flat screen on the ceiling so I can watch all my favourite shows without having to actually sit up. And also, I'm going to have my own vending machine with all chocolates, crisps, fizzy pop, all of that. And next to it on a little table, like, I'm going to have a big bowl, like a salad bowl, filled with pound coins. So whenever I get hungry and I want a snack, I can just go bang, stick a pound coin in and get what I want out. And, even if a mate comes round, I'll just say, help yourself. Take a quid out of the salad bowl, mate. Have a mini tube of Pringles or a double-decker, you cunt. Whatever you want on me. Because, I'm dead generous. Most babies are fucking tight. But my attitude is, you can't take it with you. You know what I mean? You know what else I'll have in my house when I'm a grown-up? Round windows. And not just some round windows. I'm talking only round windows. It's going to be the world's first round window only house. I've already done the sketches, you dickheads. The nurse says I've got dead advanced fine motor skills, which is why I can write and draw as good as most 5-year-olds can. Anyway, fuck off. I've got to have my nap time now, haven't I? I'm dead tired. Bye.
There you go. A lot of people on the comments suggesting that he sounded a lot like Gary Neville doing his Super League, his Scab League rant. Psst, joke.
Yeah.
Joke.
Yeah. I'm just looking at the numbers, and after learning and growing, we've lost 17% of the viewers.
Wow.
And that's good because it was 41% last time. So,
well, do you know what? They've paid their money now, so it makes no odds to me. Once the money's in, then you can come, you can go, you can fuck off. It doesn't matter. Right. We're gonna do some show us it now. If we've got some people there to show us their thing. Have we got anyone, Charlie? All right. Who's this?
Will.
Hey, Will. You all right?
All right. Yeah.
Well, what have you got to show us?
Before we go any further, let's just assess what we can see of Will's rig. Looks like a montage, a medley of photographs on the wall there of nice times and nice people. Got a very high thermostat you've got there to the left.
Oh yeah,
good. Keep the kids off it. I can't see what's.
Most people have a thermostat in a more discreet area of the house. Like mine's by the stairs, and it's sort of tucked out the way. Is that a choice, or was that just where it was when you moved in?
No, we built the house around it.
Oh, okay, that's a nice idea.
Around it.
I've seen a Grand Designs like that. Yeah,
I was going to say, I think it was in Grand Designs once. That one, nice.
It was, yeah. What have you got to show us other than the thermostat?
So I've got the Ultimate IFS 3-in-1 utility shirt, basically. So forgive me, but
I'm fucking listening.
Yeah, you are. No, you don't see anything unusual here, do you?
No, not fast.
No. So I understand you're worried, Sam, when you're sneaking in the kitchen. It breaks my heart to think of you having to get crisps in your guts quickly and in the utility room.
In the utility, stuffing them in my mouth.
Yeah. So I've got a real all right cunts shirt here. You don't know this, but look what I've got in the top pocket. Fucking loads of malware. Right? Look in here. Look, open packet of crisps.
Oh, wow!
Chocolate inside nuts.
Oh, mate.
You wouldn't have known.
It's like a magician shirt.
Right. So I can walk past the wife. I can walk past the wife to the stairs.
Yeah.
I'm getting cocky now. At first, you're a bit like, oh, shit, she knows.
Yeah.
But you get to a point where you're like, want me to do anything, love? And have a little dance. You can be really cocky with it.
Yeah.
You know? But you've got to be careful you don't get too confident. But also, so that's number one, right? Secondly, and I'm with you on the chip shop anxiety, right?
Yeah.
But I also get it in Screwfix.
Oh, yeah.
But all you have to do, make it a bit more cash, get the sleeves up a bit.
Yeah.
You walk into Screwfix like this, mate.
Yeah.
They can't do enough for you. You don't even need to put, honestly, you don't need to put emulsion on it. Maybe just put some grease on your hands or something like that.
Yeah.
They can't do enough for you. The last one, and this is where this actually came from. I was awarded this shirt by Sir John Coynin III.
Right.
For a small competition I took part in.
Yeah.
And this has done the rounds at Shanklin, Sam. Gifts in here. You don't lose the gifts.
Nice.
Pockets full of coins. That's it.
Yeah. Oh, mate. This is the best shirt I've ever seen. Where can members of the public get this shirt?
I've no idea. The good wife got it for me. What for? But just one more thing, because Sam, the good wife wanted you to see this very quickly, because we are believers like you that the epicenter of joy is Shanklin.
Yeah.
And this is our bit of daily happiness.
Oh, mate. I'm welling up here.
Look, it's even got the pier, Sam.
Yeah, and just beyond that, well, I don't want to give too much away about my own operations in Shanklin.
Yeah,
but I can see all of my hot spots there, all of my trigger zones.
Just tell me something.
Yeah,
I'll send you a link for that.
Okay.
Tell me something. Do you prefer, right, between? Do you hang out the front of the arcades, the chip shop area?
Please don't tell him, Sam.
Or do you go nearer the fisherman's cottage, that end? It's a lot more salubrious.
He'll be stalking you.
Yeah, think carefully before you answer.
I'd fall into neither of those specific zones, but of the two, I'm a lot closer to the arcade and the chippy.
Thought you might.
That's all I'm telling you.
Thought you might.
That's for me. That's proper Shanklin. That's where the hard lads hang out, like me.
What are we giving that then, Sam? That's got to be a 10, hasn't it?
It's a fucking 10, mate. I think that's the best. I've got to be honest, Will. That's the best we've ever had.
We've got people in the comments saying they're going to cancel our IFS and subscribe to Will's podcast, and that Will should start charging £7 for a live stream. I cannot disagree with that at all.
We need to try and get some sort of one of those like sweatshops out in China with a load of kids making those shirts for us, but branded, because that is a sensational shirt.
Is that your good wife there? Is she prepared to tell us where she got the shirt from?
Where did you get the shirt from, good wife?
I think it was from H&M, maybe.
H&M.
H&M.
There you go. Who would have thought it? Cheers, Will.
Thank you very much. And guys, listen, seriously, thank you for all you've done. You have helped a lot of people with our issues over this last little while. So thank you very much.
You're right.
That's very nice of you. I hope that's true.
You all have a lot of issues. It's true. Right. Cheers. Right. Well, have we got time for another, or are we gonna do a video now? Let's do another. It's fun to get people on air if we've got one, Charlie. I mean, follow that, right? Follow that if you can.
Another hairless man joins the...
Oh, yeah. Great.
You could have put Will on last.
I know. It's a tough one to follow, Liam. But you've already endeared yourself to us by being bald. So that's a good start.
Yeah, one good thing I got from the dad. Yeah. What I've got for you is a memento from the time when, in my old life, I was a Marine. And
whoa,
we set out to counter ambush and ambush, and then got ambushed ourselves.
All right.
So it was like a triple ambush situation.
Right.
Hey, you can't ambush us. We're ambushing you. Yeah, well, it doesn't always work out the way you plan.
Was it like a reverse power play ambush kind of situation?
Yes, that's how it turned out. Yeah. And the best bit is, we got rumbled because when we were moving into position, some bloke come out for his morning piss and then just saw us. And it was just stared at us. He went, "All right, cunts," and just went back into the house. We had no choice but to fuck.
Was this a training exercise or was it in a live combat situation?
Oh, it was in Afghanistan.
Fucking hell. So it's the Taliban.
Well, they ambushed us, but we didn't know that this fella... We were outside this house when we were trying to move into position. And like you say, we were there, like 4 of us, on our hands and knees. And then you just heard as the door opened, some fella walked out bleary-eyed for his morning piss. Just one look at us, bump straight back in.
I'm imagining him as being Peter Butterworth in Carry On Camping. Well, he probably wasn't, was he?
Well, he was the Afghan equivalent.
If you imagine the Afghan version of Peter
Butterworth or something.
Yeah. And is that, we're going to assess your rig again, Liam, is that some of your Marine stuff on the wall there behind you? Mementos and what have you?
Yeah, they're about...
And the Ramones.
The only photos that I've got and 2 plaques.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, and that's my Ramones magnetic board to remind me of things that I need to do.
Okay. The only photos you own, that seems to tell us there's something intriguing about that. I mean, it sounds quite bleak, actually, but fascinating.
When
a man who only owns 7 photos?
7 photos
of my
in
time.
Your whole life. What are you, like in your 30s or something?
I'm 40.
In 40 years, you've only accumulated 7 photos, and the things you've done and seen in Afghanistan and all over the world, only 7 photos exist.
I had lots on my laptop, obviously. But when I got discharged, I went to uni, and one of my mates there in first year, he didn't have a laptop, so I gave him my old one with all the photos on, lent him, I should say, and he just won't give me it back. And he's moved to Blackpool. I've messaged him. Lesson learned there, you know.
Do you think he was the Taliban?
The gingerish, palest Taliban.
They operate in dodgy ways.
Yeah.
Exactly. What have you got to show us apart from those?
What I've got to show you is, I don't know whether you can see that properly. That's a bullet.
Oh.
When we got ambushed, and that's some circuitry that it went through.
Fucking hell.
It lodged itself
from
a night vision goggle.
Okay.
Fucking hell. This is amazing.
So it went through there, and basically it lodged itself in this. Well, that's the battery.
Right.
Weirdly enough, all morning I had this deja vu feeling. I couldn't shake it. One time I was like, sat there, and my mate, what's up with you? I was like, I think I'm going to die today. I just can't shake this feeling. And he's like, oh, don't say that, dickhead.
Yeah.
It was when we had like a hail of fire at us.
Fucking hell. So you got shot in the face effectively, but were saved by the circuitry.
It's better than, well, not better. So every time when I took it off, so I didn't lose it and it didn't get damaged, I'd shove it in the middle of my backpack.
Right.
So, like in a warm top, so it was protected. But this time, because Mr. Morning Piss interrupted us, we didn't have time, so just took it off. First and only time, I put it in the top zip of my backpack, and it was basically middle of my neck. I didn't see the hole to start with in the backpack, but I would have been Stephen Hawking on the spot. Just like.
That's a term that you use in the forces?
That's a military term. Yeah,
it's a colloquialism, shall we say?
Yeah. Fucking hell, mate.
That could have been more spectacular would be if you'd been wearing the goggles at the time, and it would have been headed right for the same angle as where Roy Race was shot.
Oh,
apart from that,
no chance of you getting shot in the hair. The only way I think it could have been improved upon is if you were wearing one of Will's utility shirts at the same time, which should be standard issue for everyone in the armed forces, in my opinion.
I just say it right now. Will is not feeling quite so smug as I was.
Well, it's a good shirt, and we were impressed that you managed to snack under your wife's nose, but have you been shot at by the Taliban? No, you have not. Brilliant. Well, so obviously that's a 10. That is a 10, mate. That's absolutely sensational, Liam. Yeah. This is incredible. Cheers, mate. Thanks a lot. Thanks for listening. Thanks for coming on. That's fucking sensational stuff. I mean, I'll be honest, Andy. A lot of the time we go to our live shows, we interact with people on air, on the line, and stuff like that. And a lot of them are like, they're worrying people. I mean, they're like, fucking hell, these are basket cases, right? But meeting Will and Liam has restored my faith in the fact that there are some, decent people who actually engage with our podcast.
People with backbone, yeah.
I feel a bit sorry for them. Like,
I thought this entire endeavor was going to go right downhill after Will's shirt, but Liam's taking new heights. So
fucking hell, beat that! I think we're going to do more of those later in the show, but you're probably intimidated.
More people logging off because they know it's not going to get any better. What we got now?
I'll give a shout out to the person behind this next thing, because he also made the clock at the beginning, the countdown clock. If you tune in early, and his name's Bill Harbison, Harbonaut on Twitter, and he's also recreated one of a popular sort of thing, letter that was sent into the show a couple of years ago that has lived on in everyone's hearts, and he's turned it into this film. So cheers, Bill. About 10 years ago, my friends and I went to London for the day to go to a gig. We were fresh-faced 16-year-olds only making our first steps into the adult world, and did the unthinkable thing. We missed our last train back to Kent. Classic start to a stray man story. We had to spend the night hanging around Charing Cross. We went to McDonald's, where I spent the last of my money on a meal. I went outside to talk to my concerned mum on the phone, and by the time I'd come back, some other stray man had picked up my cup of drink.
Cup of drink?
Yeah, that's my cup of drink. Mother, I've missed my train. My friends are in the station. I ought to go back now to have my cup of drink. I spent the last of my money you gave me on a cup of drink. That man has taken my cup of drink. And he went up to the counter. Excuse me, that man just walked up with my cup of drink. May I have a replacement? Yeah, that'll be £2, please. What? I'm not paying for it. I'm not paying for another cup of drink. I've been a victim of a crime. Yeah, but you still got to pay because, that's how much it costs, blood. I'm not your bruv. Now, you should have intervened. It's your responsibility. It happened on your premises.
Do you not have an aftercare service?
Right, that's it. I want to speak to the manager. My father shall be hearing of this. My cup of drink was stolen from right under your staff's noses. They did nothing to stop it, and now they refuse to issue me with a replacement. As a result, I have a very dry mouth.
How do you plead?
Listen, mate, fuck off. We're not having stray men in here all night arguing over their cup of drinks. This is it. Thanks, Bill. And thanks, whoever the fuck it was that sent in cup of drink. I've forgotten. But whatever legend sent in that cup of drink letter when we were doing the stray man stories.
Producer Charlie's just said if you want to do the speed logistics later on, you've clicked on the link to go into the backstage area. Stick around. Don't just try and you won't get on straight away. There's the link there again.
Yeah,
we'll do speed logistics probably in about 15 minutes, I think, before the end of this.
Yeah, click on, wait there, and you'll come on air, and it'll be great. You've seen what good times we've had with our interactions this evening. We haven't even been a cunt to anyone yet, which I, for one, I've missed that opportunity. It's half the reason I do it.
I've got another thing I wanted to show, which was going to be for the last one we did, but I didn't get around to it. But I mentioned it on the recent Mince episode, and it is. There we are. It is a Dymo label maker. Look at that.
Yeah, they're great. They're fucking great.
Especially to show last time, but didn't get around to it. I've printed out the words there, Brown John. As you can see, it's on the one a little bit already. It's a bit shit. 1999 that was. And there it is.
It's amazing they still make them. I've got a friend who's got one of those as well, and she's one of those. She was the first person to tell me to recommend me a shark, and she's like she's a turbo consumerist. She can't stop spending by her own admission. And I was round her house and I went, is that one of those label makers? And she went, yeah. And I went, oh, that's interesting. What have you got that for? Because usually you think it's associated with a project, don't you?
Yeah.
And she went, what do you think I've got it for? I've got everything.
I've got to make labels.
So fair enough, but they're really good. Have you got much practical use out of it, or is it just for playing with?
Absolutely not. I was going to just show it off on this, and then I thought, well, I'll put it on my beer, but it's not even a correct label. It just says Brown John.
We're supposed to be doing another quick show us it now. I don't know if we've got someone, Charlie.
Someone else there with something to show us.
Yeah, it looks like it. Wait, here we go. Oh, he's got straight in there. He's not fucking around. Are you going to talk or?
It's for.
Is that the thing that you're showing us?
Yes, that's it. This is it.
That's the thing.
You're very direct, aren't you? There's no preambles or anything. It's like, have a look at that, cunts.
Yeah, I will literally just show you it. That's it.
What is it?
It's an ashtray. It's an ashtray.
Okay.
It is an ashtray. It's not a mug.
And what's the story behind it?
I just found it. That's it.
Oh, I like that. I found it. Did you find it in the street?
I found it on the curb. Yep.
On the curb. Yeah. Very good.
Mate, I'll be honest. It's you're no Will or Liam.
That's not a thing against you, Kevin, because you're following up some spectacular stuff.
That's true.
A shirt and a bullet. It's good. It's good, but as a non
found it on the car. I feel like there's more to this story. Like, what were you doing, like looking around curbs for stuff?
That's just how it is around here.
Where are you?
We're in Toronto.
Fucking hell. What time is it?
It's 2:41
in the morning.
2:41.
It's great.
In the afternoon.
Okay, all right. That makes it slightly less depressing.
Yeah.
And talk us through your shirt, mate. What's that?
This is the real football club, Toronto FC.
Toronto FC.
And how are they doing? And does anyone we've heard of play for them?
Didn't Jermaine Defoe play for them?
Josie Altidore now.
Yeah.
From Sunderland.
You got the Josie Altidore end of the deal, and we got Jermaine Defoe. Is that right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
How's Josie working out? Because it never really fell for him at Sunderland.
Yeah, he doesn't really play.
No, but he's still at the club, is he?
Yeah.
Yeah. He's on a long contract, but he doesn't. Yeah. That probably seems best for him and best for the club, I think.
I agree.
Everyone's happy with that.
Yep.
Well, thanks for showing us your ashtray. It is true that ashtrays are less prevalent than they once were. I mean, everyone used to have a selection of ashtrays, some bought, some stolen. And now most houses just don't have them at all. And so it's nice just to take a walk down memory lane and see a novelty ashtray. So thanks for that, Kevin.
Thanks,
Cheers,
Kevin.
guys. Cheers.
Cheers, mate. Bye. All the best. No, he wasn't shot by the Taliban, and he doesn't have a shirt that's specially made for coining, snacking, and going to screw bits.
You know what? I think it introduced a more mellow vibe into the proceedings.
That's down to us.
Yeah.
No, you're right. Not everyone can be like Indiana Jones, like those other lads were. Now, anyone who came to our live shows will know that one of the guests that we had was George Lucas, talking us about how he made the original space films. Well, we've got him back to give us his views, which he doesn't give often, on the sequel films that have been made by Disney. So here he is.
Hello, my name is George Lucas. Today I've been asked to give you the story behind the magic of the space film sequels made famous in recent times by Disney. So, where this all starts is around 2011. I'm sat in Skywalker Ranch, or Skywalker Rig as I prefer to call it, in the cinema room watching my DVD of Butterflies, the 1980s sitcom starring Wendy Craig as a lonely and frustrated housewife. I know what you're thinking. Was I wanking? The answer is, of course, yes I was. I am a fucking multi-millionaire with a load of time on my hands and my own home cinema, so why on earth would I not be wanking to a DVD of Butterflies in the middle of the afternoon? Anyway, there I am, balls deep into episode 4 of series 2, thinking to myself, George, my old son, you are living the fucking dream. When suddenly, I feel this drip, drip, drip on me nut. I look up and see there's fucking rainwater coming through the cunting ceiling. Furious, I go outside with my ladder, get up on the roof and have a pipe around. I was not prepared for what I saw up there. Missing tiles, loads of them. What is more, I saw that beneath them tiles, the protective membrane had rotted, allowing damp to enter my rig. Fuming, I asked my butler, Shirley, to have a dig about for the building certificates relating to the work I'd had done on a refurb back in the 90s. I keep all of my important papers in a concertina-style box file, divided into different administrative categories, such as energy bills, car stuff, medical records, pensions, ISAs and electrical device warranties. But unfortunately, there was no fucking roofing certificates in there. Furious, I sacked Shirley on the spot. It felt good to take my rage out on another human, sure, but that didn't solve the problem of my leaking roof. I went on TrustedTrader and swiftly booked in 3 separate quotes from local roofing firms. Even the lowest quote was in excess of $400 million. That might sound like a lot to you, but that's probably because you live in a poxy house in England with a tiny fucking roof, on account of the fact that, unlike me, you've never written and directed a series of culturally significant space films that created the dreams of a whole generation. Desperate for cash, I had to do what I swore I never would and get on the blower to the cunts at Disney, who for some time have been offering to buy the rights to space films from me. Fine, I said, you win, cunts. Cover the price of the roofing and you can have the fucking films, on condition that you don't ask me for any more ideas. Fuck me, I'm a man in my 70s. Why on earth would I have any interest in making up more stories about a bunch of cunts doing magic up on the moon? Absolutely fucking ludicrous. Anyway, that was the last I heard from them until a few years later when I discovered that I was contractually obliged to turn up to the premiere of Space Film 4. I couldn't make head nor fucking tail of it, to be honest. Mind you, I didn't understand the first ones either, and I was the cunt what wrote them. I remember turning to the soppy cunt who'd made the new ones and saying in the cinema, fuck me, mate, why does everyone have to keep coming back as a ghost? It makes no fucking sense. If no one really dies, then where the fuck is the jeopardy, you dopey tit? And do you know what? That little cunt started to cry right there in the cinema. Fuck me, I thought to myself. Hollywood ain't what it used to be. Anyway, that is the story of how the space film sequels all came about. And that's all from me. Ta-da, cunts, and may the force be in you, or whatever.
He's got muddled up with his own fucking film there at the end, hasn't he?
Yeah.
Dopey bastard, that's Star Trek.
I've just had a quick look on Twitter while that was on. I was listening to it and paying attention, don't worry. But Kieran, who calls himself Gobshite on Twitter, has located the shirt. The shirt.
Yes, I've seen it. $24.99.
$24.99. Cotton twill shirt jacket, $24.99. I guess this will be H&M. He doesn't say, but article number 0966526013, dark blue, $24.99. There it is, free postage. We'll get a load of them, Sam. We'll knock them out for 50 quid on the next tour, and we'll all be laughing.
You know what we'll do? We'll use your fucking label maker and stick a Top Flight Time Machine label on them, mark them up by fucking 20 quid, and send them out to you.
Sorted.
Lovely stuff.
There we go. Good info.
Right. What about this next item we've got, Andy?
What is it?
Quiz.
The quiz.
Yeah.
Yeah, we asked if we could get a super fan of the podcast to come on and quiz me and you, Sam, about the podcast itself to see if we know about our own product, if you want to call it that. So who have we got then? Here it comes.
All right.
Hello there. And this is Aid.
All right, mate.
All right, Sam. All right, Andy.
We're just going to assess your rig quickly before we begin. Aid, a little picture there that says time to drink anything. Fair enough.
It's not a picture. It's full of bottle tops.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
It's a piece of art then.
Are you a keen drinker?
Yeah, but you don't have to talk about it. So
okay.
I'm not a cunt. I just like to drink.
I think you should.
Drink and don't speak about it.
Don't be secretive about it.
Oh, not secretive, but it's
secretive. He's put his wall.
There is also a sign there that says.
Alone?
Well,
are you asking Aid there or me, Sam?
The answer's still going to be
I know
yes,
that you drink alone, mate. Well, unless you count Oscar as a drinking companion, which is another set of problems in itself. Yeah. Mate, what I like is your headset because you remind me of Madonna on the Blonde Ambition tour. She always wore one of those, didn't she?
Yeah.
I ain't got the tits, so they're not that point now.
Well, we can't see your tits.
You can't decide. Don't show us them. It's fine.
Nah.
Right, so I believe
you compiled this quiz. So have you been listening for a long time to Top Flight Time Machine?
I started listening to it just over a year ago when I was working from home, and I wasn't actually doing any work, and I just smashed them all out in about 3 months. I was doing
even the old ones. You backdated them.
Yeah. Started right on the first Premier League ones because I tried to give different footballing podcasts a go, and I thought too much football.
So much,
and stuck with this.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that. And the reason I was asking really was to establish what kind of scope these questions are going to cover. But it sounds like it'll be tough if you listen to all of the EPs.
Yeah, well, find out, won't we?
Yeah, what's the structure?
You've got 3 questions each for us, is that right? And we're going to see which of us knows the most about our own podcast.
That's it, 3 each. And can't wait for the 0-0.
Fire away.
Oh, yeah. Come on then.
Right, go alphabetically. Andy. First question for you, mate. What was the name of the first full IFS episode?
Fucking hell.
You name them, didn't you?
Yeah, I named them, but I've got no idea. Pass.
Sam, any ideas as a pass it over?
I think that our first Life Logistics, it wasn't Life Logistics. I think our first full IFS one would have been probably a Keen Odyssey, maybe like Keen Odyssey episode 1. No,
nah, it was Pint of St Clement's Place.
Oh, lovely.
Yeah. Okay.
So,
no points for me.
Sam, in the Incredible Hulk versus Tony Macaroni, what does the Incredible Hulk do for some walking around money?
I'm gonna guess. I can't remember, but I would imagine that he lifted things up to impress people and got money like busking.
No, it was Andy.
Was it kids' parties?
It was kids' parties.
Oh, I knew that. I knew that because that's the point. I thought you meant separate to the kids' parties. All right, never mind. I should have thought.
Calm down, Sam.
Talking about lifting things up and looking strong, Andy, yours. What did Jeff Capes tell Bill Gates to eat to bulk up at Davos?
Oh, that's easy.
Custard. Was it custard?
It was, 3 things, but custard, as Bill said. But yeah, custard.
Yes!
Also acceptable was jam sponge and tons of KP peanuts.
That's 2 points to me.
Yeah. Two, Sam.
He's fucking raced ahead. Right.
Sam, this one's deep within your heart, mate. How many times could you have watched Snow White in the time it took to listen to the whole Snow White deep dive?
Well, it's quite a short film, Snow White, and the Snow White deep dive probably lasted, I assume, about 10 hours. I would say, let's say 9 times.
No, I wasn't, I'm afraid.
I'll have a guess at 6 times.
It was, no, but 4 times.
Oh, okay.
4 times you could have watched it, and I didn't.
That makes me feel that we didn't stretch that particular little pod series out long enough by our standards. I feel that we should go back to it.
You've done about fucking 20 on Yesterday's Hero, and you're only about half an hour into that, aren't you? So
yeah, pretty much.
Whose is it now? Is it Andy's?
Me,
Andy,
Andy, what was the name of the songbird that you two got disgusted about that French would eat?
He's getting on the easy one.
It's an ortolan. Ortolan.
It was an ortolan, yeah.
That's like a general knowledge question.
What is it? Who eats fucking ortolans? That's like general knowledge. Eating a bird rounded arm,
what are the songbirds that French people fucking eat whole? Ortolans. It's the sort of thing that comes up on Mastermind.
Once you've heard it on this podcast, you're never going to forget it. Thanks very much.
All right, then, Sam, well, you can have the fucking last easy one then.
Better be fucking easy.
What was the name of Kevin Keegan's nemesis?
Oh, Fred Leatherland.
It was Fred Leatherland.
Yes. We've got a bit of Kevin Keegan coming up in a bit. Right, so is that it? 3-1 to Andy. I'm kicking myself over the Incredible Hulk, to be honest, but he still would have won, so fair enough.
All right. It's another regular feature, I reckon. Put it on the list.
Yeah, I liked it. Cheers, Aid. Thanks for putting the effort in,
Cheers, guys. TTFN dickheads.
Cheers. All right, we're going to do a live watch along now, yeah? Like we did last time. We did it with Shaking Stevens. All right, are you getting up?
Yeah, I'm all right. Okay.
This is a video this is another thing that Len has contributed, not for this, but a few weeks ago, about a month ago. He said, "Here, look at this. I found something good on YouTube," and I thought, "Oh no!" And I don't know. Yeah, well, he didn't say put it on your podcast, but I saw it, I liked it, and now we are putting it on the podcast because I'm fascinated, really, Andy, to see what you make of it. It's a guy called, I think he's called North Survivor. He's a Swedish lad, and he's going to show us. Shall I say what he does now, or should we just find out?
Well, what's the title of the video?
It's how to cook an egg inside a potato.
I mean,
right, that's what we're going to have a look at. Let's have a pipe at it. Charlie, play it. Here he is. Now, bear in mind, I'll tell you right from the get-go. This has had 15 million views on YouTube.
Hello, my friend. Oh! Here, and today I'm going to show you how to cook an egg in a potato.
Yeah.
Is that his real voice, or has he got like a robot voice thing?
He's Swedish. That's how they talk. Okay, so sometimes he just goes quiet, but he's good. I mean,
sometimes you need to go quiet when you're cooking an egg and a potato.
Yeah. The thing is, he's been inactive. He's got a load of videos. This is probably the best one, in my opinion. But he does lots of sort of things that help you survive. He's sort of like the Swedish Bear Grylls. But what's interesting is he chooses quite obscure things to do, like cook an egg in a potato. Mm-hmm. You'll see how he does it. And at this point, this is one of his earlier videos. He liked to remain anonymous by wearing this spooky mask. But in later videos, you can actually see his face because he obviously thought, fuck it.
On the comments, Dabble on a bike says, what does he do for walking about money?
Well, 15 million views on this one video alone. Charlie, our producer who knows this sort of thing, reckons that would have earned him 15 grand. This one video cooking an egg in a potato. So what the fuck are the rest of us doing? We should be out in the woods cooking eggs in potatoes and filming it on our phones.
Already been done. So he's got a fire going there, yeah.
Well,
there he is.
He's going to talk now.
In summertime here in Sweden, we always have a big problem with mosquitoes, and I have plenty of mosquitoes around me now too, so a good thing if you want to get rid of the mosquitoes around you where you work is to create smoke. And for that I use spruce branches.
Spruce branches.
Yeah, they're good.
Do you get many spruces in Sunderland, mate?
There's not a lot, but I'll tell you what I did see yesterday. I saw a thrush taking some grass at the back for its nest. It had a big mouthful of it. But it was the yellowed grass that Oscar pisses on. It was Oscar's piss patch grass. And I thought I should have ran out and said, no, that grass has been drenched in piss. But you can't, can you? You can't interfere with nature. Attenborough wouldn't interfere.
No, you got to stack and let it happen.
Yeah, go let it happen. So
yeah, let's. I can't hear him now, Charlie.
The ember left with no flames, and while the fire is burning down, we might as well start with the potato. So the first thing we're going to start with is to choose a big potato that the egg, you think the egg is going to fit inside. And then we're going to cut the top of the potato. Not on that side, but on this long side.
No, obviously not on that side, you daft cunt.
Why does he only have an egg and a potato?
It's like, look, if you're lost in the woods and all you have is a potato and an egg, right? This is what to do to stop yourself from dying.
This could be the difference between life and death. Yeah, exactly.
Potato.
And
what we want to do now is to take a spoon and dig out some potatoes.
I've got a spoon as well. He's got all sorts with him. He's fully kitted up.
See, this makes me feel that you've got a certain amount of calories because you're lost in the woods, and he's throwing some away. He's throwing potato away for the sake of cooking an egg. Do you know what I mean?
Has he not put them on the fire to make them into chips?
No, look, he just flings it away willy-nilly. That'll attract bears.
So now, as you can see, I have dug a hole here in the potato with a spoon, and it's just going to be big enough so it fits the egg.
Just going to be big enough?
So what we're going to do now is to break the shell and put the egg in the potato.
Oh, right. He's not going to cook. He's not going to then hard boil it or anything.
No.
Poaching it.
Pretty much,
and what we're going to do now is to take 3 toothpicks or matches or something and put them down into the lid or the top of the potato that we cut off earlier.
I feel that this bit's purely cosmetic.
And then we put the lid on here. Just like that.
Make it look like a space alien.
Now we're going to place this in the charcoal and make sure that the lid is closed.
Right.
There you go. I mean, it's a lot of fucking effort.
And now it's just to leave the potato in the coal for about 20 minutes. Then the egg is ready. So now the potato has been in the coal for about 30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Have the matchsticks there so we can see where it is.
I guess. I don't know. Maybe it's to hold the lid in place. I don't know. But have a look at this. Now we get to see him eat the egg. Which is my favourite bit.
How much more of there is this? Is it nearly finished?
Someone's written, this looks like a lot of effort to go to for a crap snack. Well, you haven't seen the snack yet, mate. Might be the best egg you've ever seen. Yeah, Simon Anderson said that. Right, here it is, the big reveal.
Is that a Simon Anderson I know, or is it a different one?
I don't know, he didn't say.
It's like that, and now it's time to take the lid off and check it out.
Check it out.
Fucking
what? Look, well, at least he's got his spoon to eat it with. Oh yeah, rock solid.
And what you have here is now basically a perfectly grilled egg.
A perfectly grilled egg? No one wants a perfectly grilled egg, do they?
This is a really good way to cook some egg if you don't have a metal pot or anything else to boil or grill the egg.
Yeah.
Yeah, he got a metal pot. He's going to eat it. Look. I like a softer egg than that, personally.
It's nice and fucking runny.
No, it's really hard.
Oh, this became great. It's just perfect cooked.
Yeah.
Just the way I want it.
He would say that, wouldn't he?
Yeah, of course he would.
Look how he's leaning in. Look at that. Oh, it's gross. It's almost a bit pervy.
Let's get a thumbs up from me.
He gets a thumbs up from him.
Yeah.
This became great, just the way I like it. No one likes an egg like that, you lying cunt. Oh, he's still going at it, though.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't like a super runny egg, but I don't like an egg that hard. Here we go, look.
Just tastes delicious.
Like, fuck, it does.
If you like this video, then remember to
comment.
Oh.
Thanks for watching,
Very
everyone.
good.
See you, mate.
Bye.
Now, just to say that we're all laughing. It was fucking super weird and creepy, right?
Yeah.
15 million views.
Yeah.
£15,000.
That's the world we live in.
£15,000. It's fucking incredible, mate. It's. I don't know whether I feel sad or inspired. Right,
Well,
we got Kevin Keegan now.
We got Kevin Keegan, have we? All right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's have a look at Kev, and then we'll do some more stuff with the views.
All right, double K here, lads. All this fuss about the Super League reminds me of an encounter I had in the late 70s with a couple of Yugoslavian businessmen who approached me about a breakaway football tournament called the Super Duper League. The name were my idea. I said, super's fine for most folk, but for double K, things have got to be super duper or now. Now, the Yugoslav lads, Curly and Corky I called them, although I never actually asked the real names because I assumed they'd be confusing and unpronounceable. They offered to take me on a tour of the new state-funded Super Duper stadium that were being built in their homeland. When Gene and I got there, we were flabbergasted. It was no more than a dry patch of slagland covered in rubble, abandoned fridges and dog do. I said, this is a mess, lads. You can't ask top professionals to play on this. Don't worry, Mr. Kevin, they said. It's not finished yet. Will be glorious stadium fit for tip-top fun-time football. Right, I said. Well, where are all the other top pro football stars I'm supposed to be playing with? At which point, out trotted a bunch of knackered old fatsos smoking fags with them large drooping moustaches, you know, like you used to see in the mucky movies. Who are these cunts? I asked. Is Yugoslavia national team. Very good men. Very fit, very strong. They're your teammates now, yes, Mr. Kevin? Fuck this, Gene, I said. We're going. At which point, a bunch of soldiers turned up and pointed their guns at us while Curly and Corky produced a contract for me to sign. Heckin' fuck, Gene, I said. Heckin' fuck on a stick. We're being kidnapped by dirty communists. And I were right. I looked at the contract and the other teams in the Super Duper League were all from other communist countries. Instead of Real Madrid and Bayern Munich, it had clubs like Hajduk Split, Dynamo Bastard and FC UK Moscow. I said to Gene, we're in a bind here, Gene, a proper fucking bind. We're being used as high-profile pawns in the relentless game of three-dimensional chess being played out between the civilised West and the demonic forces of Marxism. And I remember Gene looking at me in the eye and saying, you're right, Kev, we are. So I turned to Corky and Curly and I said, look, is there anything I can do to get out of this? But the lad said, no, Mr. Kevin. You electric mouse. You're Soviet bloc's prize asset, like when Jabba the Hutt froze Han Solo in carbonite and hang him on the wall of his space disco. Which I didn't understand at the time because Return of the Jedi weren't out in Germany yet, but apparently the Yugoslavs got a version 4 years before anyone else. Anyway, in the end, I did all I could do. I offered to write and record a pop song on the spot and assign all publishing rights to the Yugoslav state. That song became head over heels in love and sold so many records that it managed to fund the build of 3 long-range nuclear warheads. The escalation in Soviet weaponry that represented encouraged the Americans to come to the bargaining table about disarmament in the mid-80s. So in many ways, Gene and I like to think that our kidnapped played a minor role in ending the Cold War. Anyway, that's the story of the Super Duper League that never was. Ta-ra, cunts!
There you go. Double K there with a bit of a flashback. That didn't make the book, that one, did it? But interesting stuff. We're going to do speed logistics now, but there's 2 problems. Yep. One is we've gone way over time as it is, and also we don't have many people for speed logistics because I think they all got put off by Potato Egg. Who have we got?
It says Al is in the stream with audio only. There he is.
Sorry, lads. I was in the executive toilet just having a pee. Sorry about that.
That's not a problem. Did you wash your hands afterwards?
I certainly did, Andy. Thank you for asking. I appreciate you checking.
Yes.
Right. What's your logistical problem?
Question?
Well, gents, we live in quite a quiet road and we live in a very quiet suburb of Toronto, right? And the road's empty, except for one kid who keeps parking outside our bloody house. We've been here about 1.5 years, and he parks like half a meter from the entrance of our driveway, and there's like 20 meters behind him. So my question to you is, do I let his tires down?
No, you can't do that. Have you said anything to him?
Yeah. So I approached him last summer and I said, look, mate, he's Canadian, doesn't speak English, obviously. You have to translate for him a bit. So I said to him, look, mate, it's not cool. Like, you're when you park there, and he parks there for weeks on end, doesn't move the car, right? And I said to him, like, yeah, exactly, proper. And I said to him, like, mate, when you park there, like, it stops all our family coming and visiting, stops anyone parking there, right? And I said, like, what's your name, mate? Because you try and build a rapport, right?
Yeah.
It was like, my name's not important. And I was like, oh, yeah, exactly. and I said to him, like, would you mind parking somewhere else? And he said, I'll park where I fucking well like. And drove away. He did, mate. Yeah, yeah.
Oh, I like him. I quite like him.
It's like, he's got charisma. I'll give him that.
Yeah.
And he's probably like, he's definitely living. Yeah,
my name's not important. It's a great comeback, isn't it? If you're power playing someone.
T-shirt, isn't it? I suppose.
My name's not important.
I mean, this is meant to be speed logistics, but I'm stumped. I don't know what to do about it.
I'm sorry to take over.
No,
no,
it's fine. It's just I'm stumped too. I would not know how to deal with a person like that because he's fucking. I tell you what, he's not only set up fucking camp rent free in your nut.
Yeah,
he's in my nut now as well.
Yeah.
I don't think I'm going to be able to get to sleep tonight.
We've got one. So our front room, our lounge, like looks onto that part of the road, and all we ever see is his bloody car. Like it's all we see from that side of the house is just his car. And in winter, so it snowed heavily here, obviously, right? Snowed for 3 months, and his car was snowed in and iced in for 3 months. Didn't move an inch, man. And then after all the snow melted, obviously the battery was dead. Stayed there for another month.
My only solution to
ruins Christmas.
My only solution is move house because he's a formidable adversary, and if you let his tires down or do his fucking wing mirrors, he will hit back hard.
How often does he move this car? How often is it not there?
Probably for an hour a day when he goes to McDonald's or something.
You just got to get yourself out and buy the cheapest fucking car you can get and just park it there while he's out.
My dad said that. Yeah, it's not a bad idea.
That's it. That's the only way you're going to beat him.
That's a good idea. That is a good idea.
He's gone international as well, and he's got you guys in the UK thinking about it now as well.
Yes, I'm just amazed that we've had 2 people from Toronto as correspondents this evening. But there we go.
Do you know the other bloke? Do you know Kevin?
Yeah, he lives down the road. I hang out with him. There's only a few people in Canada.
It's not him, is it? He's a bit 50. Fucking Kevin, I knew it.
I wonder if this cunt left that fucking ashtray on the pavement as well.
Yeah.
As well as his car outside your house.
All right, cheers. We've got another couple coming on now real quick, so we'll do these ones double quick. Who's next?
Who's this? George.
George, what's your problem?
George. Well, I've got one little problem, but also a little bit of a schoolyard bullshit.
Okay.
Me and my friend are teachers, and we were particularly taken with the schoolyard bullshits. I'm a year 1 teacher at the moment. My logistical problem was we have a thing called like World Book Day. You know when people
You know about that, the parents.
Yeah, sorry. They bring in like a £1 nominal fee for dressing up.
Yeah.
And I collected that at the beginning of the day in a small bowl near the door. So got about £23 coins in there.
Yeah. And you're wondering whether to nick it like Arthur Fowler.
At one point in the day, the amount of pound coins drastically reduced and was replaced by some plastic fake pound coins from the area.
And then was it the kid who was dressed up as Will with the big shirt on?
We never found out. We had an Inquisition, a circle time, a PSHE that was like framed as a kind of no one's in trouble. It's a safe space.
Hey, right, cunts, gather fucking round. It's circle
Class
time.
meeting.
No one's in trouble. But yeah, so I had the whole like I won't be angry when I'm out of the room when I'm having my lunch. If the pound coins return, no questions will be asked. And I got back from lunch and there were £3 left, and the fake plastic coins had gone as well.
So they doubled down.
They doubled down. I'm in trouble.
I reckon this sounds like the same cunt who's parking outside what's his name's house in Toronto.
It's possible if he gets to South London. But yeah,
You know, my favourite aspect of this story is year 1.
year 1.
Warrior.
They're like
fucking mental school. You want your fucking money back, do you? We'll see about that. I'm going to have the plastic as well. What do you think?
So, what happened, George?
Well, we never found the culprit. We never worked out who it was. But the next day, this one particular kid, for show and tell, bought in a large multi-pack of sweets and Lego Ninjago.
Hasn't he seen Goodfellas? You know, like in Goodfellas, after they do the heist, it's like, don't go out and make flashy purchases. You just draw attention to yourself.
Leave a bit of time. But yeah, so like usually in show and tell, you'd ask them questions like, you know, where did you get it and stuff, and get the kids to ask questions. But I was getting a little bit interrogative because he was one of my suspects anyway. So I was like, who did you get that with? You got picked up by your brother. Which toy shop did you go to? And he's like 5 years old. And then I was like, actually, what am I doing?
Yeah.
I'm going to interrogate this kid. Yeah, so I never found out, but I don't know where to really proceed with that. What would you do?
Well, you're the mug because you shouldn't have fucking had the money in a bowl and left the bowl out. I mean, that's the simple answer to this, mate.
Yeah. Have you got a logistical question as well? Or was that the logistical question?
That was kind of it. Where would you go with that? Would you... I don't know. Would you
write it off? Would you go and try and learn from it?
Response, or would you let?
Well, like get one kid up, get the hardest kid in the class. You know who it is. Get the hardest kid in the class up the front and chop one of his fingers off in front of the rest of the class, right? And then go, right. Does anyone want to fucking tell me what happened to that
Any
money?
questions?
Or am I going to have to do another one of this cunt's fingers? No, don't do that. Don't injure a child. You're the mug, mate. I mean, you're asking for it, to be honest. You don't leave money lying around like that in a bowl when there's kids about. They do, Nick. It's in their instincts.
Just learn from it.
That's that. All right.
Have got anybody else?
Cheers. Yeah, we'll do this one even quicker.
Go away, lads.
Who's this smiling cunt?
Oh, what you got to be so fucking happy about?
Lads, what a day. What an evening, mate. You know, what a time to be alive. Good to be back. So I'm trying to get into a bit of shape at the minute, trying to lose some weight, and I'm going to start running. And obviously you boys are the advice kings, so any tips on the go-to running shoe? Cut through the bullshit, and what's the shoe to go for?
A song to run to.
Running shoe, sorry.
Running shoe.
Oh, a shoe.
Yeah,
I'll leave that to you, son.
I run in Nike shoes, but a lot of people swear by the Asics because they're apparently the best ones. So that's the end of my answer. It's really dreary, but there you go.
Anything but a straight shoe. Right, thanks very much.
Don't run in a street shoe because you do yourself a mischief. Right, yeah, that's all. That's the only speed logistics we've got time for. Let's have a bit of Sir John Scientist is back.
Okay.
Hello, my name is Sir John Science. I am the inventor of science. Back in 1862, I am currently a sitting professor at the UCLA, the RSPCA, the BBC, and Harvard West. A lot of you have been getting in touch with me and asking about string theory this week. Namely, what is it? Why is it? How is it? Let me set the record straight once and for all. String theory suggests that everything that we know is made of string in some way or another. Horses made of string, helicopters made out of string, computers and computer accessories made out of string, beef bourguignon somehow made out of string. Well, let me tell you, it's just a theory. Nobody knows. So stop asking me about the fucking string theory, will you? Fuck's sake! Please keep your science questions coming in and I will endeavour to answer them as best I can. Thank you.
Francis Marmaduke Lampard here. I was rather disappointed to see the kerfuffle over the proposed Super League this week. Disappointed as I don't think the plans were radical enough. I've put together my own proposal for a breakaway competition based on my school days, the happiest days of my life. My competition will be called the Prefect League, and only the very best behaved players will be permitted to take part, and they will have to follow the rules of the game to the letter. All of the players will wear blazers and nice trousers, and fouling, spitting and swearing will be strictly forbidden. The Prefect League will be for gentlemen only, so all of the players will have to be English because, well, I'd rather not say why. In order to make the Prefect League fair and competitive, each team in it will take turns each month to have Mason Mount as their captain. Does anyone have any questions? No? Good.
There you go.
Yeah,
there you go.
I thought we weren't going to have that, but there it is.
No, not bad. Not a bad proposal. We've gone way over. People have got more for their money tonight. We're 17 minutes past 8.
Who'd have thought we would have gone over the time limit?
I'm not apologising for it. That's more for your money. It's supposed to be an hour show. They got extra content. That's great, isn't it?
Someone says here, Tintinner says that Eventbrite says it's on for 3 hours. You thought it isn't. Tell you that. Well, that's it then. It's been a laugh. Hopefully you've enjoyed it. We'll do another one in a few weeks. Thanks for joining us. Hope you
Thanks for all your contributions. It was nice. It was so nice to speak to you and see your faces.
And if you're IFS, thanks for supporting us there month in and month out. Join the IFS because next time you get a couple of quid off your ticket price.
Well worth it.
So as someone else in this has said 7 to 10 p.m.
Yeah, well, that was just because I registered it, and that's the sort of that was a power play by me to trick you all. But it was bollocks. We're gone now. See you later, dickheads.
Bye.